some agents, and it was like I said, it was just this snowball effect. But the training came from doing a lot of stage plays, going to all these different schools, always reading speeches, doing that type of thing. Then I got the actual kind of formal training when I got to high school,
Right.
and then jumping right into Oz, it was just like, yeah, I was always able to hone what I was doing with every project I was doing, because I was always working around, phenomenal people. I was fortunate enough to, be a part of these, great projects and great shows. Like it's crazy, But yeah, I always took it serious. I always took it as a blessing. But I'm still going. I'm still here because it's not over yet. You know what I'm saying? I still gotta, we still gonna hit that phone. So,
yeah, no. Yeah. I mean, it's also I think I asked because it's just shocking too. Like, the same thing people like to say about like what we did on The Wire, but like watching you, like I told you, I went back later and I saw Oz. Like I didn't realize, like I had always heard people talk about it, but it was one of those shows. A, I was young, so obviously I wasn't watching it when it first came out, and then two, I didn't realize though, like no, like that whole grittiness of HBO, like it starts there. Like, you know what I mean? Like Oz was like the show that was like, no, oh shit, like y'all doing this on TV, but well done in an artful way. So even just you being that young and being able to keep up, you know what I mean? And I more than keep up, you know what I like, working with some vets, and on top of that, working with some vets on some content that ain't always,
yeah. Well, that a lot of that came from theater training too, like because the show was written like a play already, and then it was just this cadence that it had. So I was able to know, and to hit my mark, to remember this and say that, and so I was kind of already trained to kind of take those kind of cues and do that type of stuff. Now the trick for me was not being like tripping over who was coming through the set. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, yo, I gotta just act like, you know what I'm saying? I gotta just work. Oh, today I'm just working with who? Rick Fox. All right, cool. I'm shooting the scene with Rick Fox. All right, fine. And this back then.
Oh no, then I gotta act like this nigga's just another day in the jail. Like, what? He's a Laker.
And he want to ask me about acting. He don't want to talk about basketball. He want to talk about acting. You know what I'm saying? Because he been watching the show. So and I'm like, all right, well, cool, whatever. We'll just do that together, whatever. Whoever. It was a bunch of people came through there. I be forgetting, like, so how many people came through there? Tretch, Cool J, Eric Roberts.
Yeah.
That
and then not to mention just all the vets. Like yeah, like there were so many actors I would go, oh, like I know you from mad others. Oh, so this is crazy. Like,
hey, I tell you, when they had Charles Dutton for those Rock, when they had him on the show, I used to just wait for them to write scenes with me and him in it. Like I used to be tripping off that. Like that's how it was. Like Oz was like the best college ever. Like for me, that's how I look at it.
No, and I can completely see that. That you can't get better training than that. And you're getting paid, which is also nice. And then off of Oz, was that what got your part in Sopranos? Was that kind of like you were in the infrastructure and it kind of, or did The Wire come first?
No, it was kind of all that way. It was like it was Oz, then Sopranos came out, then Sex and the City came out. So it went in that order, and they're all, and even The Wire, all of that was the same cast and director. So
right, Alexa Fogle.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So that was that. Yeah, man.
No, that's so cool.
Crazy side fact. I was watching, my daughter was upstairs watching a bunch of musicals and stuff, and we was comparing stuff. So we was watching like the original Hairspray. Pat Moran casted that.
Oh, wow.
I'm like,
wow.
And I was just reading it. I was like, oh, and I knew it was set in Baltimore and everything, but I'm like, oh snap, damn, she's been going off.
That's crazy. It's funny though, because you don't realize. I mean, even with actors, a lot of times, like, because like you said, people don't know until you hit that thing. Like, then the world knows. But then prior, everybody be like, oh no, I saw him in a couple people here and there. But like, think on the back end, like, there's so many goated casting directors that just You know, like, yeah, maybe not every year they're casting the craziest thing, but like they cast Denzel Washington first, like shit like that, and you're like, oh, this is a whole different, like, this is a whole different caliber. But it's unfortunate because I feel like in other instances of this industry or other departments.
Oh, I was supposed to kill the rogues
It
before
feels
my
like
time runs
people,
out.
the
Shoot.
memories aren't as short. But when it's on camera, it feels like
The hell was I
the memory
thinking?
is real.
Setting
Like,
up all this
oh,
shit.
okay, what's the last 2 years look like? Okay, and it's just like,
I agree with
I'm
you.
not
on
gonna
that. I
make
agree with you on that. But I understand the dynamic of that because on camera you're giving the people, you know, that rush, that more visceral feeling.
Guess we can
Off
try.
camera, they're just making the machine work, you know. And the people off camera, they need the machine
Go
to
to
work
reserve? No.
more so than
Yeah,
they
go to
need
reserve.
the
And then
people in the
lighthouse.
front of the camera, you know.
it's just like a commercial. We're actually making the car.
Mhm.
We just need your ass to be in the commercial so we can sell the car real quick.
That's it. And,
We're actually making.
unless, you know, you get to a point where you become some type of entity that makes themselves
You are the car.
invaluable, right? Yeah, you're the personality. You know, you're the Will Smith, the Hugh Jackman, you know, as Logan, or the Robert Downey Jr., or
Yeah.
you know, it has to be that. You know, so that it's a formula to it. I think it really just depends on the person. Another thing, like I said, me and my daughter been going through a bunch of movies. We were just watching we watched the original Beverly Hills Cop, right? So
Right.
we're going up to the next one, right? So we watched the first one. And I mean, I know that movie, I know all of Beverly Hills Cops crazy, but just watching it again and getting that refresher, I didn't notice, or it just reminded me how much Will copies Eddie. You know?
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
Crazy. It was crazy, and I forgot about that. I remember that when I first started seeing Eddie Will Smith act, because he was a lot of Eddie Murphy. Then once he started hanging out with Martin, he flipped it to a lot of Martin.
I never like, as you're saying this, I'm like, that's probably even where the Will like laugh and all that. Oh shit.
Yeah, I think he might have mentioned it in the book, like shortly, like he said something like Eddie Murphy said that most of the time when he was acting, he was doing Bruce Lee. Like he was just doing Bruce Lee. Yeah, he was like just the overacting and being the tough guy. That's what Eddie Murphy said he was doing. You know, and but Will said, I think he said definitely, you know, he you know, Eddie was definitely like a archetype and somebody else. But yeah, I just watched it the other day and I was like, yeah, the quippiness, the way he talked, the speed, the
and it worked because technically, even if he does the same thing as Eddie Murphy, it'll never look the same as Eddie Murphy.
Oh, nah.
Because Will's they're two different types. But that's what I mean by also, it's like, oh, so like, man, that's the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air right there. Cool kid, like a cool kid, but who can also be funny. Like we lack that now. Most people are either too serious or just funny.
Yeah, it was funny though too. Also, because watching Beverly Hills Cop, like it was like, it's like he's both of them. He's Marcus Burnett and you know. But Martin is definitely Marcus. Like that's. But Ed can be both. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it was just I just saw a lot of influence, a lot of lineage. It just reminded me about how much Will, like I said, he was doing a lot of Eddie at first, and then, like I said, once he did the first Bad Boys, he came back the next season on Fresh Prince doing Martin. It was crazy.
Wow. Yeah, but you know why though? Because guys like that, those type of guys, you can't show them too much for too long. You can't. Like Will Smith is I feel like that. I feel the same about Jamie Foxx. I feel the same about I feel the same about Kanye West. I feel the same about, there's certain kind of guy, and I feel like I have a tad of that because it's, once you show me how you've been doing it, and I realize it's not as crazy as I thought it was. Oh, now we got problems. Because now I just know. What do you mean? That was it? That was the
that's the trick. Yeah, see, that's why you're supposed to just bring out the steak. Don't cook it in front of everybody.
There you go. Just show them how I look at the end.
Presentation.
Speaking of archetypes, that's where when you got the role of Bodhi, what was your kind of your archetype for that?
I mean, well, I would have to say like it was a lot of Lorenz Tate, a lot of
Yeah.
old dog. I'm thinking old dog, but then also like I said, I was playing this character in Oz, and I was like at first I was thinking like maybe he's like if my character in Oz Wangler didn't get locked up, but then I was like no, this is a whole different dude. Like
Right.
this dude would beat him up quick. Like that's how I felt about. I felt like that about Bowie. Bowie was just different. Like it was just he was just different. So but I was really thinking like that. But I also was trying to get to a point of having like this leadership quality. So I was kind of like kind of getting to a Don Cheadle kind of mode where it's like I can pull back at any time.
Right.
And just say what needs to be said. Sam Jackson,
Of course. Yeah.
be loud and clear. So it was certain things. And remember, this is like 2002. So,
Some of these people are still coming into who they are.
yeah. So,
Yeah, right. That's
so that's stuff I was kind of on, and a couple of other influences, of course, but it was mainly just me taking it like that serious, because I didn't really know where the character was gonna go. Like, I'm thinking like I just got out of this prison show. Now y'all got me playing this wild dude that's free. I thought I was going to die at first season on top of a cop car getting shot up by a million cops. I thought they was going to make them I didn't know what they was going to do with him.
right.
But then I started, by the time we finished it, I started understanding what David and Ed was doing.
Подмагните! Подмагните!
I don't know, it looks too risky if I go loot them. Man, this is a lot of good ammo. I don't think I'm gonna go to Lighthouse. I'm gonna just leave. I'm just curious to see who killed them, but at the same time, I don't want to loot them. Get shot. Oh, there it is.
А, подмагните!
Thug life. Oh, Blue Heart killed him. Alright, cool. I can chill now. I wonder if they knew they were gonna face Blue Heart that they came with this ammo. Well, looks like I'm switching. Armor again. You know what? I'll keep that one. We got a lot of good stuff. I mean, most of it's not even useful anymore, but it's good to keep.
А, подмагните!
Guess it's a good thing I came over here. Wow, even a plane is coming in here? Oh no, that's just the wind.
А, подмагните! Ну-ка за мной! Ха!
What the fuck? Oh, that was a player. Ah, then I fucked up. I thought it was a scab AI. I should have just killed him. Dang, he killed me in one shot though. I didn't see his shirt until I got really close. Oh well. He wasn't even aiming, he just shot me in the chest, in the mouth and jaw, I guess.
And then they switched the second season of it. Then I didn't know what they was doing.
Was
again.
this at all?
Like whatever,
That's
whatever. So
what was the vibe on the set when they switched it up like that? Because obviously that was before my.
oh, I mean, well, I guess you could say I was a grown up at the time, but I wouldn't consider myself a grown up.
Right.
But the grown ups was mad as hell.
I believe it. It was like, you
They
cutting into my
mad.
screen time. You cutting into my
What
shit.
are we doing? I'm not even in this episode. I'm not da 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 da. What is this? What's happening? Oh, you wanted to get the show a little hot and then switch it up. Oh,
Switching up to some white people. Yeah, I can see it.
certain people was losing their minds, bro. Losing their minds. But that's another thing where I was chill with that because on Oz, like stuff would change like that at any time, you know. So I was like, well, you know, whatever happens, maybe come back. Maybe it's better for the story, you know. And that's when I don't have a problem with something being, you know, changed or something, as long as it serves the story, you know.
Right. Yeah, I agree completely.
Yeah, I don't get upset when things are done, written well, presented well, you know, acted well.
Just
You
make
know.
it make sense.
Yeah,
And that's the biggest frustration I have with a lot of content that comes out now. Is it's like certain decisions or certain switches in any capacity are made, and it's like more for, you know, metrics, or it's more for optics, or it's more for, and you're like, damn, like no one's really mad at a story if it's told well, no matter from what perspective. We've seen stories from every perspective, and you can still understand them if they're done well.
Mhm.
But you know, but sometimes trying to do the right thing, you harm stories because they come off unrealistic. You know what I mean? Like, you know, it's like you're telling a black story. It's like, yeah, your average black kid probably didn't grow up next to an Asian kid, but you're gonna throw it in the story because we gotta check every box. But it's like, yeah, but if you're telling a certain story, that's probably not what happened. You know?
Yeah, just make it, like you said, make it make sense. Like even to that point. Now, if you took that particular scenario and you took it from a real story, a real situation,
A whole different thing.
we could be like, okay, I get it. But just somebody just imagining that up out of nowhere, like, oh,
Yeah.
this is what I would like that to be. Yeah, that's not.
So
that's
the
not-
three of them grow up in Harlem. It's one black kid, one Hispanic girl, and one Asian kid. And the three of them are the best of friends, and they solve mysteries. I guess.
I mean, you know,
I need the real version of that story. Now that's a good movie.
I bet that would have to be like a science fiction
That's what I'm
something.
saying.
They was born in the lab together, and they have this natural attraction to each other, like salmon or something.
Bet. Or you have to do one of those things where it's like it's so ridiculous, like, oh well, his parents are just working in the area for the next year, and then this parent, like, it would have to be something ridiculous.
I mean, but that's kind of the way it's done now. Like, and I don't like to, I don't call nobody out. But I saw the Madam Web joint, and that's kind of what they did in Madam Web. Like, they just pick these random girls, and they just happen to be all near each other, and then they just put them together.
Yep.
And
Yep.
that's how it was written. Like, I'm just like, okay. And yeah, but sometimes studio work and just getting a movie out, because, you know, it's so much decisions that go into, you know, shooting, like what scenes to keep, how long to make the movie, what was
Yeah,
the best
that's
take,
true.
you know, so, and then, you know, it's a lot of us just getting through the strike.
Yeah, just politics in general. I think that's one of the things that definitely, it hurts every industry, but it hurts this industry is the politics, just for the simple fact that you have a bunch of people who want to justify their jobs, but a bunch of people who don't want to take chances, which is also understandable because, like, I don't want to lose my job. You know what I mean? I probably get paid really well to do this job. So, yeah, I think it's also a mixture of trying to make too many people happy. Like with the internet, we have how many voices coming back to us telling us we can do something, and we can guarantee that at least one person, if we did something wild, would be like, I don't like that. Right? Everybody has a voice. So I feel like if you're these huge networks or companies, sometimes you can't fucking listen to everybody.
Yeah.
You know, because it's if you're trying to please the 15-20% that's always gonna have a problem with something, instead of feeding the 80% that has always loved you, you run into, you know what I'm saying? I think you run into like some of the issues we have now, where it's just like, I mean, like even getting projects off the ground, like even stuff to go out for, it's not as much stuff. It's just because a lot of the stuff that they've bet on for certain reasons doesn't do the numbers.
Yeah, well, now also, because of that, there's a way that anybody, like to your point, anybody can become entrenched in, you know, whatever it is, because you can jump up on the internet, you can pull out your phone, you can, you know, shoot something and put it up, and people are entertained. And, you know, right now, I guess you say this is the content era, and content is king.
Yeah.
So people are always looking for more and more and more. And there's a way for anybody to, you know, come up with that. But there's also, to our point of when we talk about like being, you know, professional.
Нужна помощь! У этого туриста билет в один конец! Да ща порвем его!
Give up! You're pinned!
Dang, that's what I get for shooting too early.
And doing it the
I didn't check
traditional
the time
way,
either.
it's harder to break through into bigger projects and stay there.
Texas killed me.
You know, so I mean, like even to Taraji's point, like she said, and I mean, I mean, to me, I should have been crying with her because like that's how my joint been. Like every time, it don't matter what I get. Every time I got to start over, and
Right.
I'm grateful. I'm grateful that I've been doing it for this long and doing great projects and having a great life and blessed to meet and work with great people and do all of that. And I would think also it'll probably be harder. Like, let's say if I did was doing like $2, $3, $5 million movies, and then all of a sudden I wasn't. That'll probably be harder to deal with than the slow progression, or at least the consistency that I have now.
No,
So, so yeah, for her to be like, oh, she just did something for 5 million, and then her to drop down and do something for 200,000. That probably messes up.
Messes with
You
your
know,
psyche.
like-
Yeah, but I think it comes down to the. Yeah, that is a. But it also feels like this is a. I think when in today's times, now prior, like the Denzel eras and stuff, no, they were just good. Like once you broke a certain ceiling, you kind of broke that ceiling. That's what that was. Now it feels more like, hey, once you get a couple looks, like it's not on us to keep you going. You got the looks, so you got the eyes. So you have like I think about things like this. I'm like, okay, yeah, Taraji should probably get paid more, but at the same time, you're Taraji P. Henson. You're probably one of the most famous black women in all of America. You're telling me you can't figure out how to go get some money? You're waiting for these people to pay you? I'm just saying, like, imagine how many things Taraji also has more capital to start up, right? How many people she could get behind her to start something up? How many side projects could a Taraji P. Henson have that make bread?
No, and know what? And I think you're right. At the same time, I think she does, sidestep things and does, things outside of blockbuster or trying to be big, huge movies. It's just the thing where also recognize that Taraji, and maybe it's her team, right. they have her on the precipice all the time. It's not like she all the way over there and she like, you know what? I ain't walking back over there. I'm gonna just stay over here and just do this.
Word.
It's like
you be right there, like nigga, like right.
When Hidden Figures came out, it's like, I'm like, Kevin Costner. You got, Janelle in there. They kicking it. Octavia. I'm like, this gonna go hard. They math wizards. I'm like, what's she gonna do after this?
And then
she go, right back to the middle again.
But see, and then I think exactly what you just said. But to show you what today's times is, you know who's the winner in that? Janelle Monáe.
Oh, she was.
No, but that's what I'm getting at. Because after she did that, whoa, buddy, what did she? She went and did the Glass Onion, and she did. And these are things that to an extent, Taraji maybe could. She's a little older, but maybe could have done. But it's just still the fact of that. Be my point. It's like we've left behind. I won't say we've, but like for the metrics of things, we've left behind like the art and the like tangible work for like, no, motherfuckers know them. You know what I mean? So we've said fuck
Instagram followers type of thing.
Yeah. And Janelle was making waves.
But yeah, and she deservedly. And also, this was a thing too. When you brought up like when we talk about like we said a Denzel or somebody like that, we talking about they buying a whole personality. You know what I'm saying? They expect them to be the character but be Denzel. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so that's not replaceable. But when you said like Taraji, some of Janelle's roles that could have been Taraji that or whatever, take a look at Taraji.
Подмогните! Подмогните! Ну-ка за мной все!
Чё тут кто? Нет кого, чё?
Ну чё? Попандос вам тут всем залетные.
Wait. I didn't know it had damage points. Or did they just barely add that? Or I never paid attention.
Опачки.
Чики-брики, пальчик
Fucky.
выкинь. Ге-ге, изи. Подмогните! За мной пошли!
I don't know, I want to go for it, but if the gunner's there, it's risky. Check if the gunner's there first before you go for it. Yep, he's there.
подмогните! Подмогните!
This is gonna be really difficult to get to. Because I got too many scabby eyes near me and I don't want to shoot the wrong one.
За мной, блядь!
И хуй мой танцевал чечетку.
Опачки!
Янь в ноги инь. Остынь, остынь.
Нет никого.
Шаг барыгам, а потом по бабам. Подмогните!
The gunner's there. Oh, this is gonna be difficult. The rogue is running back and forth, bottom and top.
Подмогните!
Not sure if that was a player. It had to be a rogue. I mean, a player scav. He's probably the one they were shooting at. strawberries on this side. Oh, no wonder. If I run right now, I'm gonna get shot by this fool. Oh, this is a player.
Опачки!
Ah, I have it in my backpack already. I did not see that. I was like, where the hell did it go? Ah, what the it didn't put him on, no wonder. Well, I can't put him on. Oh, no shit, cause I have it on.
Подмогните!
Oh shit. I thought that was the rogue on the left.
Подмогните!
Ooh, that was close. Whatever, there's another one on the above me. I didn't realize he was that close. I thought he was more like towards the wall.
Подмагните!
That's him right there. Got him. Get out of here.
Ништяк, пацаны, сегодня мы кайфуем. Ну-ка за мной все!
That one was close.
As interchangeable sometimes, you know, especially when she coming for the lead role most of the time, you know.
Yeah.
So
Oh, that's true.
I think that, and so that's when it goes back to your point of like, yeah, she need to, you know, like Proud Mary, she got to have her own vehicles. You know what I'm saying? She got that's what she got to get. So that's when I'm like, well, it's like, all right, cool. Then she in the front of the wave when the stars start coming to the TV. You know,
Right, man, was at the beginning of that. You were not wrong. Like, yeah, damn.
like,
Right.
you
On
know,
network too. On network.
yeah, hardcore.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
you know, and
You know, Terrence Howard don't get no respect either. I don't know if you've seen them interviews, but have you seen the science interviews that he had?
oh
Joe
man,
Rogan?
you know what?
Oh.
I started, but I had to stop. I think I had to get myself prepared to watch those. You know what I'm saying?
No, bro. So he has two. There's one where he's talking to it's just Terrence Howard and Joe Rogan, and Terrence just go and listen. He knows a lot of stuff. Like it's very like some stuff he's saying is like the one times one equals two. All like okay, yeah. But like past all that, like he's saying some shit. He's saying words that you would never expect Terrence Howard to know. Like it's serious. And then they did another one where Joe Rogan brings on his friend Eric Weinstein, and this guy's like legitimate genius. Legitimate genius. Terrence is holding up with him, but he's not getting the respect in that room that he's due at all. At all.
Oh, man. Nah, man.
He's a great actor, though. He's a
He
fantastic
is
actor.
maniac. Yo, I love Terrence Howard. I would love to work with him one day, but bro, he one of the dudes.
I think
man.
that nigga's out. I think I feel like he's like 1 foot in, 1 foot out. If he get one person to take his science seriously for real, that nigga's like
He gone.
he gone, bro.
Ну что, неплохой день, господа.
Exactly. Fight night gonna be his last hoorah. But nah, it's a funny game. Where do you see? And I mean for yourself as well, but where do you just see this all heading? Because like as to preface it, as somebody who's been doing it now, what 26 years, 27 years myself? No, 28. Yeah, it's like it's seeing how different the conventional game is now. Seeing what other ways, even like the same thing I say about a Taraji, I'm saying about myself. Like you got to find other avenues, or like you said back in the day, maybe you had to be Denzel or Christopher Walken to sell your whole personality. But now it's kind of like, no, you should be doing that anyway. And then obviously with the AI stuff, just where do you see conventional acting going overall? Do you see the studios getting smaller? Do you see how do you see this panning out?
Yeah, I think that's what's gonna happen first. Like everything is gonna start splintering off. Everybody's trying their own thing. Like even if they try it just for a little while,
Right.
just on Instagram, just everybody's gonna try something else. Even if it's a podcast, you have people. Everybody's expanding, their portfolio, so to say. And some people are gonna find whatever the niche is. Some people are gonna go back to whatever it was they was doing. but I think it's gonna like kind of sift through, you know, where people can, you know, be and what they're gonna do, and
Yeah.
then those things are gonna start getting, the best of those things are gonna start getting bought back up again, you know, and homogenized. So, but right now, I think, like we said, it's like all this new tech. Everybody's just, you know, figuring out what to do with it. But there's gonna be a point where everybody comes to the same point where it's like, oh, we all got a button for AI. We all can just talk into the thing and know how to use ChatGPT. We all know how to. So, yeah, once that happens, and people, you know, can't really tell the difference between, you know, I would think that it'd be an app where it's like you can make a whole AI movie, but you have tiers of how you have to pay for the memory. So you want a 5-minute movie, it's $14.99 a month. You know, if you want to make a 2-hour movie, you got to pay $69 a month. You know what I'm saying? So that it can render whatever it is that you're trying to tell it. So I think that, you know, everything is going to become more, you know, convenient. It's going to become easier to do. However, there will be kind of that, you know, everything revolves, right? If it don't evolve, it's still gonna revolve around. It's gonna turn around, right? So, you know, and just like stuff gets retro, people gonna figure out, you know, what it is they can use and what they want to do. Like, it's like regular people, like even figuring out like having gimbals now and.
Yeah,
You know,
bro. And regular people have like gear. Like it's like what? Like you got gimbals, lenses, that like
robot arm. Like,
bro, crazy.
so
And like I mean, because I even always say this, I'm like, think in the early 2000s, nobody could even take a fucking picture. It was like you just took the picture, and then like if you were a photographer, you knew how to take pictures. But no, you got a little cheap camera. You probably it's gonna come out shitty. We'll know in a month. And that was that. Now it's like, no, people know how to take photos. Like your average kid, especially young woman. Oh, she knows how to take a photo. And it's
Right.
like, damn.
won't even let you.
Yeah, oh, no, that. Because they know how it's gonna turn out. Because you like, well, you in the picture. You in the frame.
Like, let me see that. No, delete that.
No, I don't like that one. I don't like that one. That's hilarious. I feel the same thing, like how you said revolve. I think, oddly, the same way we're gonna go back to cable eventually, because I mean that's what we're getting. We're getting a whole bunch of streaming services so that at some point they're gonna be one collective streaming service, which is just gonna be cable. I ask my friends this question a lot too about like theater. Where does that go in a society that's based on replay value? Like that's all anything. Even think about like streams. Like it's not about selling the CDs. It's about you streaming this one song a bunch of times, or you know this album, whatever song on the album a bunch of times. The top 5 songs on somebody's Spotify. Like it's all about replay value. Theater's the one thing that is completely out of that business.
Yeah, well, it has to stay. It has to stay pure. It kind of has to, because if you start streaming plays. You know,
Tyler Perry did it. He had the bootlegs of his plays. Remember that?
Yeah, but you know, that's fine. You know, that's what he meant to do.
He meant to do. That was all it. Like having Tyler Perry plays on Thanksgiving on VHS was a strategic plan. Everybody, bro, so smart. That guy's smart.
But you can't. So, but for the sake of the actual art of acting and the sacredness of the theater, what happens in that house, in that theater, but that was shot specifically for. That wasn't like a.
Yeah, it wasn't streamed. It wasn't live. So how about that? Do you think that they could? Do you think that that's something they could do? Like start putting.
I mean, they do. They have it with Shrek and stuff like that. It's just like I said, I think that with theater, it's a slippery slope because, like theater is pure. It's about being there. It's
In
about
the moment, literally. Yeah.
being there. So, and anything can happen. It's like going to the circus. Like, I don't know, a lot of people want to watch the circus on TV.
That is facts. But also, look at that. The circuses are dying, buddy. They're dying. That's what I also wonder. I'm like, will theater be something that it's like, oh, you go to like New York City and Los Angeles, and then maybe every once in a while there will be a touring show? Because it's like, I wonder, we know the people who keep it funded, and they're usually older people.
Mm-hmm.
Are the older people of tomorrow the ones who are going to invest in, like, are their kids, the rich people's kids, who make sure Broadway is always good?
Well, I think so. Also, remember, as a whole community that theater's connected to, that got bread.
Fair.
One,
Fair. And
then number two, a lot of those theater houses are historic landmarks. So they kind of,
they know they're one too. They got their loopholes. Yeah, you're right.
Like, they be all right. They be all right.
You're like, man, this huge theater. Yeah, look, because it's a historic landmark, we pay about $4,200 a month. You're like, nigga, that's what?
Like the Limelight. You don't know nothing about that.
No, I don't. What's the Limelight?
That was this club that they converted from a church in Manhattan. It was right there on 6th Street, and I think it was like 6th and 14th. But it was it was like the Studio 51 of the 90s.
54. Yeah, I know what you're saying. Yeah, and and they were probably paying nothing because it was a converted church.
Oh, the owner, he was getting over. He went to all types of jails.
You said all types. White collar, blue collar.
All of them.
That's great. So, I never asked you about this. What was the experience like shooting Pootie Tang?
Yeah. It was great. That was one of those times when I was like, I did have to, I got used to them, but I sucked it up. Like, even the audition, I didn't know Chris Rock was going to be in the room. So at first I'm like, oh man, now I'm thinking, I'm ready to do my comedy routine or whatever it is that I'm looking. I don't understand what this means.
Tip-a-ta. Yeah, you're like, huh?
I ain't know what was going on, but I'm like, look. And actually I was auditioning for JB Smooth's part when he was Truckee, but he just kept repeating what he was saying. So I did that part actually. And Chris Rock, and I walked in, I said, oh snap, Chris Rock. So now I'm like, all right, now I gotta stay funny. But Chris Rock is right there, so I gotta be funny in front of Chris Rock. I didn't know he was there. Just act like you ain't even see him. Just act like that. So I just walked in front, I walked to the camera, boom. I did the lines. He was laughing. I'm like, cool, he laughing, boom. Now he gets up, and he comes around the table, he comes over to me, comes all up in my space, and starts, improvising with me and everything, right? Now, it's not dawning on me at all that he might have saw me on Oz. I'm just thinking,
this Chris Rock.
Yeah, like,
that's hilarious.
I'm like, man, why he like on me like this? Why is this so funny to him? Like I'm not thinking he just watched me like be a killer for like the last 6 years or something like that.
Thanks.
But anyway, yeah, he comes over, he reads the lines of me, and he starts improvising. I'm good with that. So I start improvising with him. I don't crack. I do the whole thing and walk out. Boom. I get the part. Now, I'm telling you, I still don't know what Pootie Tang is about at this point either. I still don't know what the show is about. So then I go in on the first day. I'm like, forget it. I'm going to just go in with the script and just go ahead and do how we do it. And they let me make some decisions, some choices on my own. Like, I'm Froggy. I was wearing the green suit. I was like, my character, he don't get dirty. I even had a green toothpick, like that. They let me pick a lot of stuff. Like, and also coming out of Oz, I wanted to do something funny. You know what I'm saying? Something silly. That's why. And that was totally the silliest, goofiest thing I could have did. But I knew that it was something that was going to last forever. Like, if there's a list of whatever type of movie Pootie Tang is, it's in the top. It's always going to be in the top 30.
Always. Like, bro, and then on top of that, you're looking at, like, I'm sure at the time you probably didn't even know who Louis C.K. was.
Yeah, nah. I mean, actually,
Because he probably was just coming up too. Like,
yeah, I knew who he was from his stand-up, but I didn't know that he was working with Chris Rock. I didn't know that all of that stuff until I got to the set.
yeah, and that's like, that was even, because I remember that was one of the facts when I found that out. I'm like, he directed Pootie Tang. Like,
And wrote it.
fuck, like, that's insane. Like,
That is dumb to even say. You wrote Pootie Tang.
yeah. I'm the writer of Pootie Tang. What?
Town, Water Town, you know?
What a time. That crazy. What the guy who played Pootie? Like, I know he's a writer.
Lance. Yeah.
Yeah, but he just after that he was just done acting, huh? He was like,
No. Lance, he still writes with Chris as far as I know. He wrote a lot of the Chris Rock show also.
Oh, okay. So he's just in his writing bag.
Yeah, that's his deal. It's man, yeah, Lance.
That's amazing, man.
Lance. Forgive me, Lance. I'll go look it up later. But I know his name is Lance. So that's the man right there.
That's tough.
Yeah,
So-
Pootie Tang.
So, let's dive into BMF.
Right.
What was that experience like? Did you have a good time? I mean, you know, it's you're used to it, but
I did. I had a great time actually because it is a real family vibe over there.
that's
Like,
cool.
You
That's
know,
dope.
I think that's dope. Number one. Number two is I got to play something completely like off kilter from what I normally play. Like I had gold fronts. I get to do an accent. I'm wearing golf clothes.
Right.
You know, like it's just like I get to. It's kind of like I feel like I'm playing the Joker a little bit. So you know, I get to just lean into it and ham it up, have a good time, and yeah, they giving me stuff to do over there, so I'm enjoying myself, and I'm glad, you know, and I'm appreciative that they welcome me in like that. Everybody dope over there.
Yeah, no, for sure. I know Michael, the producer, Michael Lee. Lee. Yeah, and man, and just like great dude, great team of people. Like, yeah, seems like a really fun show to be on.
It is, and also it's a young cast too. You know, it's like a lot of people's kind of like how The Wire was outside of the vets. It's like a lot of people that's their first job or people that don't have a lot of experience.
Right.
So it's kind of like that. So it got a rawness to it. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
and everybody over there holding it down, doing their thing. And like I said, I'm enjoying being over there. It's giving me that vibe, you know. But like I said, they let me loose though. They let me go off. So
Well, yeah, because I mean, you got to remember, especially like you said, with the cast that they have, like, dude, you're really now. When we did The Wire, you were our OG. Now you like, nah, bro. Like because it's a different level of like still young, but it's same. You know, same with myself. It's just like, yeah, we can still be young, but it's like there's a different.
чё, бля? Работаем, бля, работаем, бля, работаем, бля. Ух. А стрёмное местечко-то, да? Нужна подмога!
Oh, looks like somebody's in here already, but on the probably building 2. Or my building.
Ну чё, все, хана ему!
Never heard the player run, so where could he have gone? That could be him fighting outside. Oh, where did he get this? I wonder how he got out of here without me seeing him. I need to figure out how people get here quick and how they leave. Let's give it about a minute or two. There you go. I hear the running. It must be on top then.
Чё, куда ты спрятался-то, а? Влезай!
Oh yeah, player scab. I'll wait a little bit. Well, the gunner's not there anymore. They beat me to it.
сука!
Come on.
Кто так воюет-то? Так только дебилы воюют!
Че, заткнулся, блядь?
I didn't know I was there. Did he hear me?
Капец тебе служивый!
That was a player scab for sure. But he fucked me up pretty fast. Oh yeah, he was definitely a player.
Да ща порвем его!
Time to go. I got a little bit of time. I want to go kill the top ones, but I think the guy that was here before me killed everybody. I think that guy might have been Chin. Oh, the gunner's still there. Shit, I thought they killed him. I guess I could have still gone for it. No, it's a good thing I didn't, because then if I would have got injured, I probably would have died all the time, just repairing and dying. Maybe the guy that was going on the train got killed by the gunner. I did hear the shots, but I thought it was the cab players that were shooting with the gunner. Oh, I did kill one rogue. Oh, the one on top. I grenade him. Ah. I did grenade him. Oh, shit. No wonder. I thought it was the player that was freaking up there with the rogue though. And it's the scabby eye that went up there. That's how I got the damn vector. He went up there, looted the dead rogue, and then came back down, and I killed him obviously. I thought it was one of the players' scavs that looted the rogue up there. Oh yeah, then it was me that killed him. I mean, it was this gun. This was his gun. You can't oh, maybe because of the... What, you still can't fold it? Oh. You can fold it. That came out like a good run, even though I didn't really do much. Ooh, not bad. Shoot, I need 3. Alright, I'll call it a day. Didn't go bad, it didn't go good, but I think that one guy either just ignored me because he was on the quest, or he kind of was cheating. I just don't understand how he managed to get out of there by going through, like, how he got there without me seeing him, or how he got out of there without me seeing him run straight on the wall. Maybe there's a path in the mountain they can just jump down there and not get aggroed. Maybe we'll check that out and see how it goes. Oh, GG.